Welcome to Cowgirl Up, the podcast dedicated to elevating your mindset. I'm your host, Lori Blickenstaff, certified mental performance coach at mentalgame101.com. So yesterday, I hope I convinced you to incorporate more gratitude into your life. Well, today we're going to go over some simple, practical ways to do that. And I'm going to start with one of my favorites, and that is reflecting on how far we've already come. You know, it's easy to become so focused on the future and our goals that we forget about the huge strides we've already made. So comparing where you were to where you are now will remind you of how far you've already come, how much you've already learned and overcome, and basically all it took to get to this point. It is like a mini celebration for all of your hard work. A simple way to do this is with a practice that I call Remember When. And here's how it goes. First, I want you to think back to when you first started or got serious about your sport or a particular goal that you had. So, what did your dreams look like at that time in the beginning? What were things that maybe you saw as obstacles to reaching the dreams? What challenges did you anticipate coming across? And then write these down. So here are a few examples from my own reflection. I remember when my rig was a mid-size pickup and a rusty red straight load 2-horse trailer. My goal was to win my first buckle since high school. I had no pick partners or was afraid to ask and only entered the draws. Team ropers will understand what I'm talking about there. I couldn't imagine ever competing, much less winning at the bigger venues. So I encourage you to do this exercise yourself, and like I did, write it down and then revisit it as often as you like, focusing on where you are now compared to that Remember When list. I promise it will make you feel good about how far you've already come and give you some motivation to keep going. Okay, I want to give you a few more ways to incorporate gratitude. One would be having a gratitude journal and then setting aside a few minutes every day to write down, even if it's just 3 to 5 things that you are grateful for. And it can be as tiny as being grateful for that beautiful sunset you saw on your drive home, to the bigger things like grateful for having a house over my head. And this practice, it will just help you focus on what is already positive in your life and what you have that others maybe don't have and what you might take for granted. And then another idea is to write thank you notes. So when you write, a note or an email to express appreciation to someone who has maybe made a positive impact in your life, it brings up that feeling of gratitude. And then, of course, it's going to make the other person feel good too. So double bonus. And then a gratitude walk. I like this one. Go for a walk and then just consciously notice the things that you appreciate around you, such as, nature or architecture or friendly interactions you might see along the way. And then as a reminder, on Friday, I'm going to give you a tool where you can take, if one of these spoke to you, you can take that and incorporate it into a daily routine. And remember, the choice is yours to cultivate more gratitude and joy in your life. And if you come back tomorrow, I promise we're going to find more ways to feel good. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions, feedback, or comments, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at lori@mentalgame101.com.